I have the courage to talk about a lot of different topics and a lot of different feelings and thoughts and how to get through roadblocks. But one thing that I really haven't spoken a lot about is PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. And I'm not really sure why I haven't been as comfortable yet, but I'm hoping that through here and through sharing my story and this journey that I can start to help some other people that might be suffering from it as well. And for those of you that don't know, PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder. And, you know, what I think people often think about when they hear that is, Marines, Army military type people that are dealing with these really, massive, horrible events, and that is so true, and it's devastating. But PTSD can happen, to anybody, and it happens through a couple different ways. It doesn't have to just be an isolated traumatic incident. It can be, slow and gradual and over time. And for me, that's really what it was. It was a slow process of a situation that really became crippling, and really what became an eye-opener to me about how much our mind can go to different places. But the beauty of what I've started to learn over these past few years is that we have control over our thoughts and feelings. And when you're in a situation where you're the victim of something, it really can render you to feel powerless. And I know it did for me. And not only did it impact me to feel powerless in the area of where I was, for lack of a better word, victimized, to where, my PTSD started, it really impacted me in all levels of my life. And it's scary when that happens. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm a friend. And when you start to lose hope and faith in those things because of other things that are going on in your life, it can be very scary. But my hope is to share that even if you're in those deepest and darkest of moments, that you can come out of it and that there is hope. Just so you know, I'll always be there if you ever reach out to me. I have always vowed to never leave somebody behind. And I never have and never will. And I think that that's where sometimes other people could see it as a weakness, and I think prey on my passion and my emotion, and it's something that I took a long time to learn about, and I'm so super appreciative. I know that might sound weird, but because of all of the negative events that I've been through that caused these emotions for me, I have learned over the past 5 years and gained so much strength. And I used to always say it as a kid growing up. We didn't have the easiest of life. We definitely didn't have the roughest of life. But I grew up with a single mom of 3 girls, and we lived month to month. And our big food night was fondue, which was ragu sauce and mozzarella in a pot. But to us, what mattered most was that we were together. It wasn't about what was on the table or what we were putting in our mouths. And I always said I would never change my childhood, regardless of the struggles that we had, because it created the person that I am. And looking at me going through this journey now, I wouldn't change it. I know that might sound weird, because that would mean that I'd have to continue to go through the trauma that I am. But I'm okay with it at this point, because I'm learning so much from it. And there is a way to see a light at the end of the tunnel and rebuild yourself and rebuild your strength. And it's, accepting that it's going to be small steps, at a time, but those small steps do lead to big impacts. I know My trauma was about 10 years long and is still going on as we speak. But if I thought that it was going to be a fix in a week, I never would have set up to start rebuilding and gaining that strength. I know that it's going to take me just as long to rebuild the person that I was, but I know that I'm coming back stronger and more knowledgeable and better, and a better version of me, which I, have also learned to do, which is to love myself where I am, and still desire to push to a better version of me. The difference is also not doing it out of fear, not doing it because somebody else made me feel that I wasn't worth it. The difference is doing it because I know that I'm worth it regardless of what other people say. So I'm hoping to start to continue to share my journey and how to rebuild your own inner strength from whatever the traumatic event might be, whether it's the death of a loved one, whether it's being a victim of bullying, whatever it is. I hope that these videos that I begin to share help you. Reach out to me and know that you're not alone.